What's up, everybody? I'm Mr. Second Passport. Today I'm going to share why I'm buying a house in Spain and maybe not where I currently live in Ecuador at this time. Before you think I'm crazy, let me explain why I'm buying a house in Spain. Maybe you remember a few months back I made a video on the importance of kind of having a three-country plan as far as your investing, your banking, and your living might go, just in case shit ever hit the fan, like it almost did here in Ecuador with those road protests a few months back. Now, I've been looking at Spain for a long time. I used to live there in Madrid for about a year of my life, several years ago, and I loved it. It's such a neat place, packed with so many different cultures and even languages in this tiny little country. And, first off, what's really nice about Spain, what I've always liked about it, is there's so many cool places to visit within a stone's throw, pretty much, right? Or a cheap flight, you could say, like Morocco. I mean, what a cool place. Is there a cooler place than Morocco to visit, and just so many different places. I've always liked the Mediterranean as well. This is why I looked for something on this side of the of the globe, basically. But specifically maybe why Spain? Well, obviously the dollar's super strong right now, meaning the euro's quite weak. Now, where in Spain did I decide to buy? Well, on the north coast here, kind of near San Sebastian, Basque Country, in Aviles. There's a few reasons why I chose this region in general and this city. So one big reason is the climate. Like if you buy on the coasts of Spain, specifically in this case the north coast, you can see it has a long, wet, mild winter, rarely with lows lower than 44, 45 degrees, with highs of 55 in Fahrenheit, right, in the winter months. So it never really pushes freezing too much, which obviously I like. So, and in the summertime, it doesn't get too extremely hot like it does in southern Spain and also on the Meseta in the middle part of Spain, where it's kind of like a big plateau area and high altitude. And as you can see, like for instance, in the summertime, it never gets too hot. The highs 72, 69, 70 for those 3-4 months a year. And then the rest of the year, it drops about 10, 15 degrees max in the coldest months of the year, and that's it. So it's a nice steady climate. That's what I like about it. Not too extremely hot, not too extremely cold. For a Midwest guy like myself, I don't like it too hot. I don't like having to go from AC to AC like you often have to do under that brutal sun in South Spain, where most of the foreigners buy property on that south coast of Spain. But for me, it can be a little too hot down there. Take a look at the Madrid climate chart, for instance. Like Madrid's right in the center of the country. You can see it gets super extremely hot in the 90s, the highs in July and August, right? And in the winter times, it gets super hella cold. I know, because that's where I lived in Spain, was in the Madrid area. Yeah, you're pushing, for several months a year, you're pushing freezing lows, 33, 36 degrees. That's the reason why I don't like that part of Spain. If we look at, say, a city in the south of Spain like Alicante, where I know pretty well, I have a friend, you can see it's also quite mild, but in the summer, in the winters, right, very mild in the winters, 45 to 62 in the coldest of the months. The rest of the year, you're pretty much looking above 50, but it's pushing 90 degrees in the summertime. Not quite as hot as the Meseta and the Madrid area, but still hot as hell in my opinion. 90 plus often in this in those summer months on the south coast of Spain, right? Also in the north, you have the Camino de Santiago. There's several of them. It's a very famous thing where that draws a lot of foreign tourism. So that's another reason that interested me in buying in the north of Spain. Maybe I could rent to some of these types of tourists, right? here's a look at the different routes. There's a main route that goes through Pamplona of the Camino de Santiago. But even on this route here that goes through León in the north of Spain, it has that meseta weather just like Madrid does, and I don't like it. You know, too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter. I'm not a big fan. There's the secondary route. You can see here, right, number 2 route, right along the north coast of Spain into Santiago de Compostela, and that's an up-and-coming route. Not nearly as many people do that route. There's also a Portuguese route, but for me, it's just the weather, right? So sure, there's going to be a lot less people if you buy up here, but as far as foreign tourism goes, but you still have local tourists that go to the beach, so you still have local beach tourism, and you also have possibly local businessmen as well. Also, the food on the coast, right? Paella is delicious. Seafood dish, a lot of seafood, which is my favorite. Something I miss living up in the highlands of Ecuador is the seafood of the coast. So that's one other big reason why I would like living near the water in Spain. Well, not really living, just investing. The idea with this is just to invest and rent and have the place if I ever wanted to live there myself, but probably not. Another big reason is skiing, right? I'm near skiing, which is something I miss living in South America. Is if you were to be in the north part of Spain or have a reason to go visit once a year or whatever, you'd have all these different ski resorts to choose from, particularly in Andorra and the Pyrenees is where the bigger resorts start to sprout up. So again, that's kind of a nutshell of why I chose North Spain and the town I did, and why I chose Spain in general. Now let's take a look at the place I found and see what I got and for what price. Okay, so this is the front of the house. You can see it just needs some painting and cleaning out. Light stuff, according to the inspection. The roof is good, solid, foundation solid, and this is a layout of the house itself. It's 3 bedroom, 1 bath at the moment, with a boiler room in the back and an extra room that could be made a bedroom possibly. This is the detached garage. This is a look at the street I'm on. There's like a few little houses and then it's like forest. It's right on the edge of town. There's a look at some of the houses nearby me, the neighbors next door. This is the other entrance. You kind of have to, it's kind of interesting, you have to walk around through the back of another house to go in this way. Might be a slight negative for some people, but you know, on that side of the world, it's more common. And then this is the entrance here. There's like a laundry room right when you walk in, and then a hallway. So it's pretty interesting. Obviously, that could be turned into a bathroom pretty easily as well at some future date, possibly. I'm not sure if I were to do that or not. But this is the hallway into the main part of the house. This is the kitchen. Get a quick look at it, right? And this is the one of the bedrooms there. You can see pretty basic, but anyway, it's about an 85 or 90 square meter or close to 1,000 square foot house with an attic. There's the bathroom there that we negotiated down to 32,000 euros, right? And that's a look at the inside of the garage and the rooms in the back that maybe could be converted into some other something else. So that's it. I'm Mr. Second Passport. If you like this, don't subscribe, hit the like button below, and I'll keep you informed on how the purchase goes and anything else along the way that I learned for good or bad. So stay tuned to this channel. Take care.